Alright, this is this power supply unit. Pretty dusty. Use this switch here. We're gonna unscrew that. 2 screws for that one. Power supply unit looks like it's being held down by 2 screws as well. Get this off first. Okay, so these 2 small screws are going into the second ice tray slot. Now, if they're exactly identical to the board screws, I think I'm going to keep them all together. This way, there's no confusion. And they really do look identical. But I'm thinking to keep them separated anyway. Yeah, these look pretty close to identical. I'm pretty sure this power supply unit should just come straight out if I got all the screws. I thought maybe there's another screw somewhere. And I don't see any. Trying to be super careful. Don't want to damage absolutely anything. I don't want anything to I have a feeling this is screwed in somewhere else. Where? I see what's going on. It's the reason why I was having trouble with these. Those are the pin connectors for the power unit. Power unit looks pretty good. What I'll probably do is just clean this up a little bit more. With most likely a toothbrush. capacitors do not look bulged. The rest of this looks pretty good. And again, the unit itself had, the Dreamcast had no problems turning on, so I think I'm gonna leave this alone. I'll just clean it up a little bit. Okay, so this plastic piece just goes like that. Back in, easy out. I'll put that right underneath the power board. That. Okay. So this is going to be the switch on, switch off. We kind of saw that it goes like that to begin with. Okay, next I'll undo these screws here. So it looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we got this switch, which I'm gonna try to take out, pull out with these tweezers. There we go. That was good. I hate when they have trouble coming out. It's pretty successful. So this can only come out when this is off and this is out. So I'm gonna have to do that next. There's so much dust in here. I wonder if we can see, zoom in right. No. I'm trying to show this as much as I can, but there's a lot of dust here. So the other thing this unit had issues with was with the controller slots. It wouldn't register player 1. I would have to put it in the other controller slots for it to register. Something I almost forgot too. This ribbon cable. Looks like we just pull this one out. Alright, let's unscrew this. Screw 1. So 2. This is supposed to be magnetized, but it's not really doing a good job of taking the screws out. Hardly magnetized, hardly. Oh, there we go. Okay. So not only do we have to take the controller ports out, so this is right behind here, so we gotta wait to take this one out. Looks like we're gonna have to we're gonna take out the CD-ROM drive next too. Jeez, so dirty. So I better angle this. I do not have the best viewing angle. Zoom out a little bit more. Alright, so for the GD-ROM drive, we have at least 2 screws on the side. If not, 3. At least 3. At least 3, so. Two. And then there's one right here. So the screws for the GD-ROM drive are going to go in the tray slot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is going to be 5. Now I should probably take this out too. This should have been probably the second thing I did. Trying to keep track of the order I'm unscrewing these things, and actually some of these screws I'm actually going to leave in the little slots. So for this example, here, I'm just going to put that right back in there. This way I know where those screws are. Just if they get knocked down, that's going to suck. But hopefully that should be all right there. We'll put that next to the power supply unit. Okay, let's see if this comes out now. Again, I am super careful to. Ooh, why? There we go. So, connection point with that right there. So that part goes in there. Look what kind of tape they use. It looks like they use medical tape for this. I think I have some white medical tape just exactly like this. So if this comes off, we can't put it back on. Yeah. And we're going to try to leave that on as much as you can. I don't think we're going to mess with this too much. Even though it did have problems reading the disc. It wouldn't read it on the first time, so I just don't like to do more than I have to. To get inside here, I think what I'll do is just clean the lens with some isopropyl alcohol. I just picked up some 91% from a shopping center, so to take this apart, I know there's screws behind here, like 2 of them. And then we have screws there, there, and there. So 1, 2, 3, and then I think there's 2 behind here, so that'll be 5. Yeah. All right. This is next. This has actually been, so far, knock on wood, this has actually been not as hard as I thought. But again, I'm all about keeping track of screws and doing the correct order. So this is going to be 1, 2. There's 2 gold screws on the. Let's keep it like this. Actually, that's 2 screws on the left, 3 on the top, 2 black screws on the right. So on the top of the board and to the right is total of 6 black screws. 1 or 2. As I take these out, what I'm going to do is put them next to each other just to see if they're all the same exact size. Because I feel like sometimes they'll put different size screws on the same level platform. And for screws that serve the same purpose. So these screws serve the same purpose. They should all hopefully be same size. I've had trouble putting screws back in, and sometimes I feel like they're threading, even though they're serving the same purpose again. Their threading is different. So the threading here should all be the same, but we'll see when we're putting it back how much trouble I have. And again, it might just be me. Probably just me. More than likely just me. So we got the screws there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They look all the same. Let me see if I could focus down there. Okay, so now we got the 2 gold ones. Let me put these. So again, the console Dreamcast is facing me. So on the left side here, we got 1, 2, and I'm gonna pause the video. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna remove this guy. Okay, there's the other shoe there. So here. This is the last piece, sort of, well, because this is also there. Last thing I want to do is bend this metal. Where's the stuff though? The reason why it wasn't moving because it was so this here was just kind of in a bad angle, but it looks like that was the only problem, so that's done with. All right, so these are the plastic. This is the plastic. This is the bottom plastic part here. I'm going to clean this up. As you can see, there's some bad rust here. Really bad rust. I'm gonna try to clean all this thoroughly, as thoroughly as possible. And then we're gonna retrobrite this mother effer. That's one plastic piece. All right, so that's just one piece of the whole puzzle. Set that to the side. We're gonna look at the motherboard, the main board. Let's take a look at this guy. Are there any screws that I don't see? I'm gonna put on the so this is the main board. There's no screws out, so I don't. This looks really good. I don't see any issues with this. I'm gonna try to pry it from the top plate. Hopefully, without doing any type of damage. Need to get more canned air. I have no canned air. So this is the heat sink. This is the heat sink. So we got the CPU there. Okay, so just dust this off. So I'm just gonna clean everything up. Some isopropyl alcohol. I'm gonna use what I have left over of the 70%. I have 3 bottles of alcohol on my desk, so I'm just gonna I have 3 bottles, so there's no need for all that. Sure. Okay, so let's take clean inside there. So I don't think this Dreamcast was hard modded, but it does read homebrew games. And I think y'all know what I mean by that. But it does have trouble reading an authentic Dreamcast game, which to me is very weird. It's very weird that it would have trouble reading genuine Dreamcast games, but have no problem at all reading the homebrew game. I don't know. I'm sure someone could make sense of that. Someone has a perfectly awesome explanation somewhere. I just, I wouldn't know why. I'm gonna use a toothbrush for this part here. These are connection points to power supply, and I believe the AV. This toothbrush I'm using is a soft bristle brush, so I'm not too worried about bending the metal brackets on that piece there. Okay, so now I'm gonna take a rag and clean this part here, but I'm really gonna try my best to not touch this, which I think is like a thermal adhesive. Put this to the side a sec. I don't like this part here. I'm gonna try to buff that out with honestly, I don't know what the stuff is called. It's like a soft, it's like a pad. It's used in plumbing, and it polishes the. I should know this before I clean the system. So this pad is used to polish brass when you're doing when you're connecting pipes together. Because I believe when you're soldering them, they have to be super clean, the pipes. Unfortunately, that makes a lot of dust. I think I need to get a new pad, because that is getting a little too dusty. But look how that came off though. That's not bad. Looks pretty good. Not the best. This machine definitely saw some type of liquid, rust for sure. Definitely had there was rust on it, so there was definitely some kind of liquid that got to the system. Still dust on this thing. Jesus. Okay. So now, I think what we're gonna do, pause the video. I'm taking the spring off here. And that's gonna start row 8 on the ice tray. That's what I did not want to happen, and it happened. Alright, I found that piece. I just ejected out like that. I know a lot of people work with gloves. I honestly don't like it too much. I like to feel what I'm doing. I feel like the gloves take away from that. Okay, so we're also gonna. So part of the reason I'm doing this whole process is also to retrobrite the system, to retrobrite everything, and I think I'm also gonna retrobrite this because this looks miscolored. Again, I mean the light is supposed to be red, but this is like, it's like a pinkish kind of plastic. I don't know if it's meant to be. Can't imagine why they would use pink plastic. Because it's the light from the LED on the system that produces the red light. So I mean, this could be its natural color. Either way, we're gonna clean that up and maybe we're just cleaning. Maybe I won't retrobrite this. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna retrobrite that. I don't think it's needed. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this off. This opening mechanism thing there. All right, so let's give that a try. This is the other part I hate, because there's a spring. There are springs in here. See, it's already trying to come out. Now, the problem I have is I never know sometimes how to put these springs back. So we can see how it opens up like that. I think I could just pull this out. Yeah, like that. There we go. So this goes like that onto there. I'm gonna clean that up. Maybe I'll just clean this up with like alcohol. The reason being, it might be lubricated, and then if we clean it up fully, it will ruin the lubrication. So I got all my pieces here. That's gonna be the 10th slot there. Now, the next part, I'm gonna take off this foam here, the soft foam, and I'm gonna try my best not to damage the foam. I hope I can do this correct. I can already feel it. Yeah. I don't think there's any good way to do this. This is working. So the point of doing it that slow and methodical is so I don't leave the sticky tape on that side. I don't think I left too many scratches on the plastic on the other side, but it's on this side. No one's gonna see that. Not me. So that would just go like that, obviously. So I do not want that to get dusty. Try to do my best to leave that there. All right, the last screw. So this is going to be slot 10, 11. This is going to be the 11th high tray slot. spring with the hinge there. Alright, so this comes out too though, so I'm gonna take this out and just like that. See that? Do this with the tweezers. So that just goes like that. Okay. All right, we gotta clean this up. Just gonna show. I wanna do a you see how yellow that is.